Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade and Irwin back at it again. Drop a like, drop a sub, drop a comment before we get into it. We post 5+ videos a week, and this time I found another article on NBA that caught my attention. And just like the other one, here's a card. We're gonna break this down from NBA.com. As y'all can see, the headline: reasons for 14 non-playoff teams to look forward to the future. The offseason offers plenty of perspective and opportunity for non-playoff teams to take a step forward. Written by Michael C. Wright. And as the other template went, we're gonna go boom. We're gonna provide the paragraph that the writer wrote for each team, and after we provide that paragraph, we're going to give each individual thoughts on each team. And we're also going to break it because nobody's going to watch a video of us talking about 4 playoff teams, non-playoff teams in a video. We're going to go one video for 7 and the other 7 in another video.
Now, of course, if you want to watch both parts with no breaks, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, drop a comment before. Let us know if you're open to 30 to 40. That'd be like a 45 minute BTD video.
What?
That's definitely part of BTD Deep Dive playlist.
That's amazing.
Go check that out. That's where we go in on certain topics.
Yes, sir. And let's hop on to the first team on this list. It's the Charlotte Hornets.
Coach James Borrego has proven he's the right man to reside over the rebuild by leading the young, exciting Hornets to the cusp of the postseason. LaMelo Ball is a star and should win NBA Rookie of the Year, and the roster also features Gordon Hayward and an improved Miles Bridges and Terry Rozier. The berth in the State Farm NBA Play-In Tournament only increased Charlotte's hunger while teaching lessons that will benefit this young, scrappy squad going into 2021-2022. The buzz is back, and honestly, that is the best line to end this at because when you look at this team's City Edition uniform combined with the arrival of LaMelo Ball combined with the pickup of Gordon Hayward, we are witnessing, ladies and gentlemen, the rebranding of Michael Jordan as an NBA owner from one of the worst team owners, to one of the better ones.
And combined with that ass whooping that they got from the Indiana Pacers, and mind you, an injured Indiana Pacers team in that play-in tournament is definitely going to leave this squad hungry.
That's true.
Wanting for more, which is going to be to the benefit of not only to the fans of Buzz City, but to NBA fans worldwide.
Yeah, and it always helps when you got a rookie with superstar potential like LaMelo Ball. There's always that initial ass whooping that, if they got the right mindset, wakes them up, gets them to come back even stronger. You know, we saw it with Jordan, we've seen it with LeBron, and I'm not saying he's one of those, but you see it happening time and time again with different stars / superstars. And let's be honest, LaMelo has one of the highest ceilings out of all the young stars in today's NBA.
He definitely does. And moving on, we move on to the next team over here.
Oh wait, I just want to say because I'm going to break down my opinion on the next 3 to 5 years for the Charlotte Hornets. In the next 3 to 5 years, do not be surprised if they maybe make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I think Jordan and the GMs and staff in general are going to make the right trades and decisions because they realize how special of a star they have right now. And unlike the Kemba Walker days, they will make the right decisions to try to maximize the potential that this team could do around him.
Yeah, how about you guys actually make the playoffs first and get past the first round? And
I said 3 to 5 years. I said 3 to 5 years.
We'll take it from there. But moving on, got another interesting team over here with Andrade's boys, the Chicago Bulls.
The Bulls already have a couple of all-stars in Zach LaVine and Nikola Vucevic, and a promising youngster in Patrick Williams. LaVine has a year left on his deal and can negotiate a max contract this summer. Despite all the losing LaVine has experienced over his 7 NBA seasons, exercising a little more patience with the Bulls might finally pay off, as it appears the new regime wants to win just as much as the guard. Chicago appears to be a solid point guard away from making some real noise. Honestly, I'm sorry, Bulls fans, but in the next 3 to 5 years, I don't know what it is about the Bulls organization that my gut just feels like I think they're just going to stay in the middle of the pack, kind of like the Pacers nowadays, maybe a little bit better. They'll be between maybe as high as the 3rd seed, or actually it doesn't matter with the regular season, but in terms of overall, ranking, they'll be 3rd, 4th, maybe 7th, 8th. That's where they'll kind of just middle of the pack. Not the worst, not the best. If they keep LaVine or not, I think LaVine should leave because, bro, if you're thinking about legacy, I know you want that max contract. You've made enough money in your career. Another team will definitely offer him big money. He's only 24, 25, I believe. So his prime is coming as we speak. And
Look,
this guy has it. He has it.
Look, I'm gonna disagree with that, saying that cannot happen, because the prime example with that I want to give is the Phoenix Suns. They had a similar good young player, just like Zach LaVine with Devin Booker. And all it took was a player like Chris Paul playing the point guard to help him lead them, and they went from a non-playoff team to a number 2 seed in the superior conference, which is the Western Conference.
Okay, but the Suns had a great addition in James Jones, part of their staff, to help do that, and James Jones came from the Heat culture. I don't know if the Bulls upper echelon are gonna make the right moves.
Well,
they're trying now. I'll give them that.
You gotta give them a chance, because for the longest time,
and at least they're in the East.
The longest time, the Chicago Bulls have Paxton, as their executive, and they were finally able to get rid of him, and they were able to get to a new regime.
No, that's true.
So you got to give that a chance, and
that's gonna take some years.
And compared to the past, this regime has been more aggressive, as you saw on the trade deadline.
Couple of months, Irwin. Couple of months.
Hey, there's some teams that have been doing it for a couple of years. Look at the Sacramento Kings. They've been a dumpster fire for fucking forever.
That's true. But they were able to draft quite a few stars.
Yeah, and what's the good of that about that? They never even got into the play-in tournament.
No, I feel you. But honestly, out of all the free agent destinations, I think Chicago is in like the lower A tier. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're not a LA. They're not a Miami. They're not a New York. I think they're a slight below. And another thing that I've heard, and I'm sure maybe you've heard this too, a lot of people, or not a lot, but a couple of agents don't want to go to Chicago because of the comparison that you're always going to get with Jordan. Mm-hmm. So when you think about that, and Chicago's a cold ass city, keep that in mind. Like Kawhi wouldn't go to Chicago because of that. And there's probably a couple of other stars, upper tier, top tier stars that wouldn't go because of the cold. You know what I mean? That's what's held Toronto back. And Toronto's a great city to live in, play in, all that good stuff. So I'm just saying, I don't know. If they can't keep Zach, it's going to be a hard ball to push up. Well, but if Zach stays, they got some hope. But even then, man, I don't know.
We'll see what happens. We're going to another team over here, the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The young core of Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Jarrett Allen, and Isaac Okoro showed promise last season. Plus, they've got the right coach and JB Bickerstaff to lead Cleveland back to respectability. Allen and Sexton are up for extensions, but cap room could be an issue. The Cavs will work to figure out what to do with Kevin Love, who might just need a change of scenery. Cleveland won the number 2 spot in the lottery in 2019 and 2020 and could be in for similar luck next month to grab the star wing the roster is missing. 2 things. It is not might. It is an obvious need to change of scenery for Kevin Love. Like he could not make it more obvious to not just Cleveland Cavaliers, but to the fucking world.
No shit.
And 2, I don't know what is in the water in Cleveland, or I don't know if the owner, who is also fun fact, one of the founders of StockX or early founders, but how do they keep getting high picks in the draft? You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but like that's just you know what I mean? They keep hitting top 5 picks in the past like 20 years pretty consistently.
I mean, well, they've been pretty bad pretty consistently. So, I mean, you would hope, the ping pong balls are going to go on their
yeah,
favor.
but, it doesn't happen a lot. You know how many teams have been shit and don't get as many number 1, number 2 picks.
Okay, but before you
But that's the thing. They need a draft to win it. To get star players.
They do. But
talking about destinations, who's
But let's finish the disrespect over here.
Let's finish.
Yeah, come on, man. This team.
What else are you gonna shit on?
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not, man.
Oh, you said let's finish the disrespect.
Yeah, let's finish the disrespect over here. Because, man, what they got going on in Cleveland Cavaliers is arguably one of the best things going on over here, nickname-wise.
One of the best nicknames in the
league. Sexland. Come on, man. Colin Sexton, Darius Garland. That's a very good young duo that you got
like
right
Colin
there.
Sexton a lot.
Colin Sexton, man, the guy's legit.
Garland,
if he can stay healthy, that's a nice piece as well.
And Jarrett
Allen,
one of the best centers. Underrated.
Underrated, and that was an underrated.
He's still young.
That was an underrated haul that they got after the
aftermath
of the James Harden trade.
And Okoro,
that was a very good piece as well.
He might develop into a
quite
a player.
You know what, Cavs fans, you guys got a good thing going on. Just sit tight before you know.
And the fact that they got 4 players that might develop into like some serious shit. You know what I'm saying? And
exactly.
The only thing that holds me back with Sexton, and you've heard me point this out a lot, he's a pretty small dude. And not a lot of superstars or top tier stars are below 6'4". I've said it time and time again, and that shit does not help.
Yeah, but you know what? The Cavs are doing things that good organizations do. They got Jared Allen on that trade. They drafted Sexton and Garland.
And please get rid of Kevin Love.
So, hey, they just got to get rid of Kevin Love. Whoever wants that contract.
It's a win-win for both situations because I still believe Kevin Love can still be a third or fourth star on a team. Yes, he's up in age, but I think he gets revitalized, re-energized in the right city, the right franchise. Bro, I think people forget how good of a big man he can be.
Well, of course, man. He's injured.
And he's got range.
Well, of course, that's cute and all, man. But he's injured 90% of the time, man. So how the fuck are you going to know?
Man, that injury, I think, is a little exaggerated. No, just in the sense like he doesn't want to come back ASAP. Because who the fuck wants to come back on court, especially if you're in your 30s, bro, to waste your body, to sacrifice your body to play for a franchise like
Cleveland? Hey, man, with that
to go nowhere? It's not like they're fighting for a playoff spot or fighting for a chip. They're not fighting for it. They're fighting to go down to get some draft lottery picks.
I mean, in the first half of the season, they were off to a very good start.
They were, but we'll that happens a lot in the first half.
I mean, okay. But anyways, moving on to the next team, the Detroit Pistons.
Jeremy Grant comes off his best season, finishing with averages of 22.3 points, 4.6 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.1 blocks, and proved he could handle the increased responsibility of being the team's primary playmaker. A finalist for Most Improved Player award, Grant needs to take another step in his growth. Coach Dwayne Casey believes he's up to the challenge. The Pistons made several moves last offseason, but like the group now in place, Detroit has a 14% chance of winning the lottery and a 52.1% shot at drafting in the top 4. And GM Troy Weaver thinks there's star power in the top 5. And honestly, man, I don't know, man. Detroit's golden years are gone. They have fumbled this organization since the beautiful, almost mini dynasty they had. Actually, it was a mini dynasty. They fucking went to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think, like 3 or 4 years in a row. Maybe 5. I think it was 3 to 4 with the, Wallace, Hamilton, Prince, who am I missing? Billups.
Yeah.
Like, that was a squad. Those motherfuckers would be like 4 guys, maybe 5 guys in the East All-Star team. And I remember as a kid being like, holy shit, man, Detroit has that many All-Stars? That's insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean...
And ever since then, it's just been...
Yeah, but good for them that they finally got something right in free agency. Because have you seen in the past with swings and misses that they had in the past, Ben Gordon, Josh Smith. I think they're still paying for that contract of Josh Smith. They finally got one. It seems like they got one right over here at Jeremy Grant with the way how he's improved. Look, we'll see what happens with the Detroit Pistons. Fortunately, they're in the Eastern Conference, but they got a lot of work to do.
They got to make the right trades, bro, and draft the right people because nobody's going to go to Detroit.
But look, they got rid of that horrible contract that they were able to buy out Blake Griffin, and they got a capable coach in Dwayne Casey. Not that long ago, he was coach of the year with the Toronto Raptors.
But in 3 to 5 years, just like the other team I said, the Bulls, but even worse than the Bulls, I think they're just going to stay mid-tier and not really go over the hump. Actually, I didn't say it for Cleveland. Cleveland, actually, I got a little bit of hope in 3 to 5 years.
Of course, man. That's
sex land. Serious contenders.
It's looking very
possibly if everything works out in their direction.
It's looking very sexy for them.
But Pistons, not so much, man. I don't think anybody's gonna go there, and I don't think the organization's gonna make the right moves.
Definitely not so sexy over there. But this next team over here,
oh shit, 3 to 5 years.
They're gonna be there's gonna be next year's people's sexy pick. To be able to win a championship maybe or a dark horse. We're talking about the Golden State Warriors.
The Warriors proved they can still compete with the league's best without Klay Thompson. And you watched a 33-year-old Stephen Curry and a 31-year-old Draymond Green each produce one of the best seasons of their respective careers. Juan Toscano Anderson, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins only sweetened things with their emergence. Throw Thompson back into the mix next season, along with rookie center James Wiseman, who will benefit from an NBA offseason, and Golden State is back in the hunt for titles. And I just want to say, guys, pay attention, not just to Wiseman, but to a lot of rookies, and especially sophomores too, like current sophomores who are going to turn juniors next year. They're having an actual NBA offseason, because we didn't get that they didn't get that after the bubble. Yep. May be huge huge, like noticeable to significant improvements in development for a couple of players if they utilize their time right. Because now they're gonna get, if I believe correctly, I think they're gonna get a full off season, maybe a little shorter, but for the most part, way better than last year.
I mean, but Golden State did get that off season because they didn't make the playoffs last year compared to the people that made the.
No,
playoffs.
but Wiseman wasn't, he got drafted, and now he's got a year under his belt, so. Hey, AM Hoop says that he feels like Warriors have to pick between the present and the future. I don't know, a lot of people feel that way because it is hard to have your cake and eat it too. Although sometimes there is that rare occurrence where you can have both. You know what I mean?
And they can.
And yeah, I believe they could because
not only are they
just a A1 organization.
Look, just knocking on wood. I know this is not wood, but let's pretend that this is wood. If Klay Thompson comes,
mention injuries.
No,
You mentioned a lot of injuries, bro.
Well, look,
man, you want people hurt.
No, I don't. No, there's one team I don't want to be hurt. I want to see Klay Thompson back healthy, Steph Curry back healthy,
bro.
Klay comes back, and mind you, the Golden State Warriors have that pick of the Timberwolves that is top three protected. Let's say they get a top 4 pick.
Anything in the top 4 to 7, even top 10.
That doesn't come bay for the Timberwolves, and let's say they're picking number 4. Hey, it'll be looking good for the Warriors.
I think Curry and Klay, man, they're gonna come back. And they're gonna remind the NBA
about the Splash Brothers.
Yes, the sharpshooters, the 2 best shooters in NBA history, guys. Yeah. Yes, the 2 best shooters in NBA history. And Draymond Green. No, I'm just kidding. But he's gonna remind people why the fuck he's Draymond Green.
Well, he did remind them. He had a pretty,
this year,
he had a pretty good year.
But once he's got these 2 to open up the space for him offensively and defensively, and Draymond, I know you're watching this video. All you have to do, bro, literally, all you have to do is work on your 3-point. And that's it. If you can get your outside range good,
bro, make some fucking layups, man. I saw that shit in the playing game. You couldn't make that layup. That was cringeworthy, man.
And Wiggins, man, I think he finally found an organization, and vice versa, that actually can implement that drive, determination he was missing in Minnesota. Now, the other pickup they had, the $88 million pickup they had. I don't think it's gonna work out.
Kelly Oubre?
Yeah.
Oh man, don't tell it to the ladies,
I was hoping.
Man.
And Wiseman, I don't know, man. I like his mindset. Everything I've seen about that guy, I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. And with an organization like that, I think they'll make the right moves. And don't forget, this is an A1 destination. This is one of the top tiers, guys. This is San Fran we're talking about, guys.
San Fran, man.
And fun fact,
and they got a new arena.
Yeah, people forget a big reason Kevin Durant, and not forget, people are unaware. Big reason he went to San Fran, along with being a competitive team, was he made a shit ton of smart investments because you're surrounded, literally surrounded by all the big tech companies, all the startups, all everything is right there, and you can't find that anywhere else. And if you guys just Google Kevin Durant investments, that's all you need to see. And guess what? A lot of NBA players, believe it or not, have that in the back of their mind. You know what I mean? Because these guys have millions to play with. Yeah. And as long as you got 6 figures to $1 million of disposable income to invest in, woo, that multiplication of that is beautiful.
It definitely is beautiful. You know what else is beautiful? Those clapbacks that Kevin Durant has on Twitter and Instagram, man. I love that shit. For real. But all right, man, moving on to the Houston Rockets.
James Silas didn't deserve what he experienced in his first coaching gig, presiding over an unexpected rebuild due to an exodus of star power. But along the way, the Rockets showed the future's bright with Christian Wood, Jayshawn Tate, and 20-year-old Kevin Porter Jr. Houston isn't accustomed to a season like this. It was their worst winning percentage since 1982 to 83, but they've got an owner committed to turning around as quickly as possible. Still, the Rockets need to figure out what to do with Eric Gordon and John Wall. All right. First thing I want to point out, a lot of fans forget that one of the most important parts of an NBA team is the owner. Because legit, that's as top as it gets.
Of course.
And if you got a good owner, it legitimately trickles down to the staff, the GM, and the players and everybody else. And when you look at the Rockets, I think the Rockets are one, and even I forget sometimes, or I don't think about it. They're one of those A1 organizations that doesn't get mentioned enough. Like, the Heat are brought up a lot because they've been competitive ever since Riley got there.
Yep.
But when you look, the Rockets won in the mid-90s.
Yep.
And
they went back to back.
In the 2000s, they were still competitive when they got T-Mac and Yao. And obviously, they didn't do what they were supposed to. But they were 2 players plus the core they had. Fuck it, they had one of those longest winning streaks. Remember that? Historic. And in 2010s, they got Harden and all the experiments they tried with Harden, like CP3, even Jeremy Lin and Westbrook. Like
Jeremy Lin.
Hey, remember that was the first one. Remember that?
It didn't work.
But the owner is always open to try. Now the only thing that kind of makes me a little hesitant with the Rockets right now is that they did lose Daryl Morey, who is one of the top tier GMs and undebatable in the entire league. But like they said, the coach they have, bro, James, from what I've heard, is an underrated assistant coach, and he knows a lot of shit. A lot of players respect him too, which is a big thing in coaching. So I'm actually very curious to see what they do from here. And Christian Wood is the real deal. I think he's proven it enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kevin Porter Jr. I like this guy.
He just gotta stay healthy. It's good that Kevin Porter Jr. came back from the dead.
Bro, he's only 20, dog. Come on.
Yeah, man. But from the way
back from the dead.
Yeah, but from
this motherfucker's 27 or something.
No, but from what it looks like towards the end of his tenure in Cleveland, it wasn't looking good for his career.
Hey, that's what's gonna happen when Kevin Love leaves.
Yeah, and it seems like some unexpected players are rising up. John Wall, he looked, I guess, fairly well.
Hey, did you expect John Wall to come back like that? I didn't. I wanted him to, but expecting
what I wasn't expecting is the next coming of Larry Bird with Kelly Olynyk. Man, fucking.
Hey, he could have used him, bro. He could have used him this year.
Yeah, they only would have lost in 5 games instead of a sweep.
Hey, maybe 6. I don't know. The way Olynyk was playing when he got to the Rockets was insane.
Hey, man, good for Kelly Olynyk, man. He's a good dude. Moving on to the next team over here.
Well, I just was saying, the next 3 to 5 years, I actually believe they'll be contenders by the 4th or 5th year in 4 to 5 years.
Well, yeah,
maybe
of course.
3rd early.
That's when the
who they got.
Yeah, that's when the Nets picks are gonna start having some value.
Yeah, and I think I think they can make the right moves, either find a good trade or possibly a buyout with Gordon and Wall. I think they might figure something out.
Hey, look, we'll see what happens. Last team over here, in the number 7 team, is the Indiana Pacers.
Injuries and illness decimated the Pacers all season, leaving T.J. Warren, Malcolm Brogdon, Karis LeVert, and Miles Turner to miss time. The good news, though, is all of them remain under contract for 2021 and 2022. This team is so talented that a return to the playoffs next season will be viewed as a failure. Brogdon and all-star forward Domantas Sabonis are each coming off career seasons, and the only question marks going into this offseason are the bench and the future of Coach Nate Bjorkgren. Might have chopped that up.
Man, that's a very good pronunciation. But there's going to be a team that, despite the injuries that they had, they gave an ass whooping to the Hornets, and they made it to the last stage of the play-in tournament.
That's true.
And they got a pretty good star in Sabonis, and like it says right over here, the majority of their core was injured.
Yeah, and one thing I want to point out about the majority of the core is, or actually all the core, they're all under 30, and they're all above 22, 23. They're all in their mid to late 20s, excuse me. And that is huge because those are the players that tend to win championships. Because too old, basically at this age they got enough experience, and most of the time those players have experienced some type of playoff time that goes a big long way for their mindsets and all that good stuff. Mentally, my bad, guys. And then physically, they're still young enough where they can still have great endurance, still play ball, still go all out, especially consecutively for back-to-back games and moving forward. So the fact that they got this many good to great players at that age, looking good, man.
Look, there's going to be one of those teams, and talking about next year, they get off to a good start. They're going to catch a lot of people off guard. They'll be like, oh shit, the end of the Pacers.
Shit, we might see Sabonis hit another level.
It's like, shit, we're halfway through the season next year, and we're like, oh shit, the Pacers, are they contenders or pretenders? They're number 3, number 4 in the East. You're going to be like, yo, this shit came out of nowhere.
And I've always liked Turner. LeVert, I've been a big fan of since I've been able, when I would play him in my GM in 2K.
Yeah.
And he's shown in real life, like, he could be clutch.
And look.
And Brogdon, like, he has his moments. And Warren, all right, I know you're going to bring up Bubba Warren.
Oh yeah, he was like the Michael Jordan until Jimmy Butler put him in his place.
Yeah, But he's solid to good player.
Look, he's a capable player, and one last thing I want to say is the Pacers, they got off Victor Oladipo as smooth as possible. They didn't want to pay Oladipo. They didn't know what the fuck to do.
He been wanting to leave,
and yeah, they got off pretty damn good with Caris LeVert. They could have ended it a lot worse.
Yeah, at this rate, in 3 to 5 years, man, being in the East too, like you said, I could see them being legitimate contenders if everything works right. They pick up the right pieces, and even though Indiana isn't an A1 destination, it's still a good enough destination because weather. I've heard good things about the place actually, and people always say this about Toronto being a whole country to back you up. They got a whole state, guys.
Okay,
Indiana's the state of basketball.
That's true,
and that's low key why I will always like root for them, like the Knicks. The Indiana Pacers do well, along with their history and stuff. The NBA does well.
That's true, man. But let's not sugarcoat shit, man. The first destination if I'm free, gonna be like, yo, I want to go play in Indiana. Yeah. Nah, man, come on, cut the shit, man.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like, no, man. That's cool. That's cute and all, but look,
hey, man, maybe they draft a high quality pick in the next 2 to 3 years, and guess what? These guys get into late 20s by then. That guy might be that finishing piece, and I don't know. In the East, anything is possible. Look, honestly,
we'll see what happens. The East is pretty much the Nets, the Bucks, and Philadelphia right now. But besides that, it's pretty damn open.
Damn, the Heat aren't in there no more. Just kidding.
With the way, no, man, the Heat, man, are in the doghouse, man. They look like a dumpster fire in the fucking. Nah, man, they need to fucking do. But anyways, guys, let us know in the comments what you guys think. Out of all these teams, who do you think has the brightest future? Who do you think might be able to win a championship? Who out of these teams have no future whatsoever, aka dumpster fire for life? Just quit. I don't know. You guys don't even deserve a team.
And out
get
of
demoted
these
to the
7,
G League.
Who do you think is the first one that will reach the finals in the next upcoming years? Out of these 7,
man, it's fucking
and
obvious.
Who's the last one you think will need to reach it?
Yeah.
The finals in the West.
Let us know what you guys.
Damn.
Let us know what you guys think.
I think your Jazz fans might have something to say to you about that.
I mean, well, the Jazz are now on this list because they're a legit good team. And
well,
they're gonna make
you
it
said
to
the first one to the finals, so that's thinking of every other team they would have to compete.
I mean, they might make it to the finals this
year.
Let's
not forget, there's Ja Morant.
Yeah, that's cute enough. Either way, man, appreciate all the love and the hate. You guys already know. Catch us on Twitter, TikTok, and platforms for podcast platforms. I keep forgetting Spotify and Apple. Ball Talk Deep, or we talk deep. We'll catch you guys soon. For now,
take care.